Okay, Trump has been banned from Twitter and Facebook and all that. Let's see what happened and let's examine why. Why? Trump went ballistic and scrambled to figure out what to do next after having his Twitter account banned, senior administration officials say. President Trump was permanently banned from Twitter on Friday night. This was due to fears from the platform that he might further incite violence. Did he incite violence? Let me say something. People say that he was trying to promote a coup or he was trying to organize a coup. Trump cannot organize an orgy in a whorehouse. Okay, the man is uh, so completely incompetent, right? That he could never organize. Uh, when you organize a coup like the Bolshevik did by storming the red shirts, storming the Winter Palace in 1917, or the brown shirts storming the Reichstag, or the black shirts marching on Rome. I mean, whatever you think about Lenin, Hitler, or Mussolini, they were smart, right? They knew what they were doing. Um, but Trump doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. If that crowd was going to take over the government, really, they had no leaders. They didn't know what they really wanted. Uh, okay, they wanted to overturn the election, but that's not the way to do it. And if that's what you're thinking of, then you show up with arms and you move into the Capitol with arms and you put guns to people's heads and. But they didn't do that. They were just a bunch of frat boys, really a sort of overgrown frat boys who thought that they had, that they thought they were going to have a little fun. They were going to intimidate the Democrats in D.C. There's a middle America kind of people. I mean, there's a certain niceness about them. Believe it or not, I would rather hang out with them than with the soy boys at YouTube and Google. Look at the soy boy in YouTube and Google. They're all a bunch of small-dicked, no girlfriends, wimpy boys. But those Trump people in Washington, they look like real men, okay? A little ignorant, but that's okay. Okay, he was scrambling to figure out what his options were. The media outlet said he hinted that building his own platform might be one avenue they pursue in a now deleted tweet. See, the problem with platforms like that, sometimes they do get extreme. Sometimes they do it. You need some degree of um, censoring. I mean, suppose, for instance, Trump builds his own platform, and then somebody on the platform says, "Let's kill Trump." Is he gonna leave that? Is he gonna leave that post there? Suppose on that platform somebody says, let's bomb Trump Tower. Is he gonna leave that shit there? Probably not. Trump's banishment from Twitter, the platform that has defined much of his presidency, was met with both outrage and glee online. We're going to get to that later. On Friday night, Twitter permanently suspended President Donald Trump. Now the question is, they suspended President Donald Trump. Can they suspend Donald Trump, the private citizen? That's going to be an interesting question. Citing his potential to incite violence further. The crackdown on the president's Twitter usage predictably infuriated Trump. He went ballistic, senior administration official told Politico. After the ban, Trump tweeted from the official POTUS, this is government stuff, from the official @POTUS Twitter account, but his posts were almost immediately deleted. It's almost like somebody was waiting for him. They were waiting in the lurking in the bushes. Similar, the president then tried in vain to share the message from his team, from his @team Trump account. This was deleted, and the account was suspended. The official also said Trump was scrambling to figure out what his options are, according to Politico. In a now deleted tweet, Trump said he'd been negotiating with various other sides and would have a big announcement soon. Trump also said that his team look at the possibility of building our own platform in the near future. I, well, yeah, Um, he might do that, but the question is, is he gonna drive into bankruptcy the way he drove everything else into bankruptcy, from his casinos to the Trump airline, not to mention, of course, the Republican Party. Um, Parler, the free speech platform that many thought Trump might join next, has been removed from Google Play Store. Apple is expected to follow suit in removing the app. Wow. Wow. I mean, it's almost like, gee, I mean, this is worse than government. They talk about government censorship. I mean, I mean, private censorship, which is worse. I mean, this country, we like to celebrate private uh, private property and freedom and all that. But then, I mean, who fires you from your job if you make a political statement, right? I mean, I mean, what is the point of talking about freedom of speech if you get fired from your job if you say something that, I mean, if you even make a joke, about the protected groups, blacks, you know, women and gays, especially now gays are, trans have become the new blacks in this country. Trans. Unbelievable. I mean, these are the weirdest people on the planet. It's almost like RuPaul, unbelievably weird, almost like caricatures of human beings. I mean, you wonder. I mean, the only thing that they think about is fucking. These trans people. The reason why they become trans is so that they think that they can get fucked in the ass more often. Trump's banishment of Twitter, the platform that has been defined much of his presidency, okay, has been met. Okay, so let's go. Okay, his critics celebrated his account being disabled, most notably Hillary Clinton. Delete your account, Hillary says on Twitter. Sacha Baron Cohen, Twitter finally banned Trump. We did it. And then he follows up: five people are dead because of Trump's election lies you helped spread. Uh, you helped spread. Is that Twitter? Is he when he says you? Is he talking about Twitter or is he talking about Trump? How many more have to die before you ban Trump? But the thing about Trump is that he's the guy that has been withdrawing troops from all over the place. He's the least likely person to go to war against anybody. He was very reluctant to send missiles to kill. I mean, other than Khashoggi uh, of Iran. I mean, he's the guy that Some people say that the reason why Trump doesn't like wars is because they would take him away from his golf course. I mean, a war president has got to be on the phone 24/7, right? Okay, today civil rights groups are calling on you to do the right thing. Ban Trump, save democracy. Okay. Bette Midler chimes in. Church bells ring throughout the land, so everyone knows it's over. Trump suspended from inciting to violence on Twitter. From inciting? Suspended from inciting? Can I even write correctly? I mean, this celebrities are such ignoramuses. I mean, they really come from like the lowest uh, class of people. Allies, however, called it silencing and censorship, silencing people, according to Nikki Haley. Not to mention the president of the United States is what happens to China, not our country. Again, another idiot. Silencing people, not to mention the president of the United States, is what happens in China. No, I think in China the president never gets silent. You idiot. I mean, they're like, do they think this through? This ignoramuses. Donald Trump Jr. He's still on. Free speech is under attack. Censorship is happening like never before. Don't let them silence us. Sign up at DonJr.com to stay connected. DonJr.com. I don't know what that is. I guess it's his own little website. If I get thrown off my social platform, I'll let you know my thoughts and where I end up. Censorship is happening. Stay connected at donjr.com. Okay, Candace Owens. She's the black lady who's got a big mouth and is a pro-Trump uh, black individual. Oh, I lost it. Okay, leftists are blinded by their hatred for Trump, that they do not understand how absolutely terrifying it is that tech companies can censor the sitting president of the United States. They will not get in until all of their freedoms are gone. Well, let me say something. If the fact that companies can do this shows who really is in power, right? Shows who really calls the shot. It's corporations, right? It's corporations that run the country, not the president. Okay, Madison Coldan. I don't even know who that is. Okay, so there you have it. But let me say something. I don't know if I mentioned this, but let me say something. Most of the time, the reason why they censor you, or the reason why they delete you, I've had videos taken down many times, and it's not so much what you say; it's the way you say it. If you say the same thing that you would otherwise say, politely. If you use more polite terms, if you're nice about it, okay. If you say, instead of saying we were robbed of the election, you say there were election irregularities that need to be looked at. Instead of saying we won the election, you could say, something else like that. That doesn't sound angry. That doesn't sound almost violent. Uh, and that's the problem. That's the problem with Trump. He's autistic, like I mentioned many times before, and his autism gets in the way. And so there you have it.